What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's poppin'? What's good, what's good, what's good, what's good? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy, the dating game. What's poppin', man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to April MC in the building. What's going on, girl? Shout out to Chad Sellers, Certified Tyrone, Elroy Jetson, Iceberg S, King Leak, Joe Honey. What's going on? What's going on? So shout out to everybody, man. So I'm gonna do this really quick. I'm try to keep this under an hour because, you know, I got to do this, man. But I really, me and April watched this movie yesterday, and I was like, yo, I gotta do a fucking a thing on this, like for real. I was like, shit. I was like, this shit is crazy. You know, because it's a movie on Netflix, a documentary called The Tinder Swindler, and I actually heard about this story before they even made this documentary. And you know, it's about this guy who's a piece of shit, you know, and he was just basically doing a lot of fuck shit. And then these idiot women over here who fell for his bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go in on how important it is. See, I love shit like this because it shows how important game is. It shows how important game is. But before we get into all of that, though, before we get into all of that type of stuff, guys, you know that we got to get into this. Let's go.
Everybody has game. The thing is, though, is your game weak or is your game strong? See, that's the difference. See, having weak game is synonymous with having no game. But you have game, you have a strategy to get what you want, but your strategy might be weak.
I always tell these guys, snap your fingers. And I'll tell them, snap your fingers. Like, you hear that sound? I'm like, what is that sound? Bitch, that's a 17-year-old that just turned 18. That's a 19-year-old that just turned 21. They are just, they're everywhere.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
Your feelings are not facts. Because you feel like whatever you feel like, you can't get me to believe that there's more than two genders. You understand what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not sorry because I can't really make facts out of your fucking feelings. Matter of fact, fuck your feelings. There's only two genders. Only two genders. You trying to tell me that genders are neutral and niggas is trying to come up with 92 fucking genders, bro.
There's this narrative now that it's okay for a man to cry, and it's really pushing this sensitivity, express yourself, express your feelings. One thing I've always respected about my father growing up, I never seen my dad cry. Me and him would get into arguments, we would go at it, we would fight. I would say the harshest things to him I could to hurt his feelings, but I never broke him.
Shoot, just the right pair of shoes get your dick sucked. Just the right pair of shoes. Women don't, seriously, you could look like Boris Joe. You'd be 6'8", you know, have a print down to your knee. They look at those shoes, they bust, they just like, oh no, not him. Nah, boo-boo.
The bitches shine because of the nigga. Period. Like, and when it's functioning correctly, that's the way it is. So, on that note, dick is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
You got to play your way from start to the end. That's having game. Because if you do that, what you expect is what's going to happen. See, don't no accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game.
All right, we back. What up? All right, so this fucking movie, The Tinder Swindler, shit. Let's talk about it. So before I get into this, I want you guys to know this is going to be very spoiler heavy because, you know, it got to be so, you know, I can talk about what's, you know, the game and what's going on in this situation. You know, I watched this last night and I heard about this whole story before. And, you know, I was just like, this is ridiculous. So, you know, I'll give a quick overview and I'm going to actually show a video of, I think it's the director of it talking about it real quick, just to give you guys, you know, just a brief overview of the movie, but it's real simple. It's basically this guy he's a con man, right? And he, comes up with the idea to pretend that he's like this son of a billionaire jeweler. He's on Tinder, swiping right on these chicks or whatever. These chicks match with him, and he has like the whole like flashy thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So he has the nice clothes, posing in nice cars, got the nice fucking jewelry on and all this other shit, and looking rich and stuff. So the women are like, oh my God, this guy, he has the looks, money, and status, right? So they're all about it, right? But now what happens is that he gets with these chicks, and what he does, and this is the interesting part about this. I want to say this real quick. This dude, he has game. See, what he's doing is actually game, but it's weak fucking game. It's manipulation, right? So he has weak ass game. Whenever you're a manipulator, your game is weak as fuck. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, so he gets with these women, and he's telling these women, hey, I'm like this big deal because my family's rich and we got all these, these diamonds we sell or whatever. And so what happens is the reason why he's able to have these fancy cars, drive get on these planes and all this other stuff and do all this fancy shit is because the women that he meets, he's using their money. So what happens is that he tells these women, hey, listen, I get into situations because, I have enemies out there that try to fuck with me because of my family being rich and all that other stuff, right? And then, he also has a bodyguard, you know what I'm saying? So everything looks like what he's saying. So he has all the fancy shit. He has a bodyguard. He has a private jet, all this other stuff. But remember, he pays for all of this with the money that the women are giving him. So the way that he gets the women to give him the money is he basically goes on a date with these girls, fly them out to some place fancy, wine and dine them, do all this other stuff. Hooks up with them, tells them he loves them. Oh, I really want you. I like you. I want you to be my girlfriend. And they're like, of course. Oh, this is so great. So the women, they're like, oh, this is like what I've always wanted, like a perfect guy like this, right? And then so he tells them, hey, I want to have babies with you. Let's move in together. Let's get an apartment, whatever it is, right? So now this motherfucker at some point tells these women, hey, listen, I'm gonna need some paper because my accounts froze or my enemies are fucking with me or whatever it is, so I can't get to my money. But, take out a credit card in your name and, let me borrow some money, and essentially is like, I'll pay you back or whatever it is, right? So you're saying what camera is this? This is the same, actually, this is the same camera I had, just a different lens. So this is the same Sony. I just switched up the lens a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? So that this one has more of a clearer picture. The only thing about this lens is it can't zoom in and out. So the thing is like, but it gives a really good picture though. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what it is. But yeah, but let me play this video real quick. Let me share this video. Share screen. Let me put this up real quick. Let's try to put this up real quick. All right, so this is the story of the Tinder Swindler. So I'm gonna have it playing at like 175 speed, because just I don't because of the copyright shit and people be acting all funny style on YouTube sometimes. But this gives like a really quick overview of it. It's about 5 minutes. I got it at quick speed, so we'll just run through it so you guys can see what we're talking about here. So it's going to reiterate some of the things that I said. But also, I want to break down, where he fucked up, where the women fucked up, and what would have actually been a better situation. But let's go.
He took me to a 5-star hotel. He said he had a special connection. It felt like stepping into a movie.
Do you want to be broken? This isn't your regular catfish story. This is like a whole other level. Simon Levi, he's born Shimon Hayot. He grew up in a small town, a town just outside of Tel Aviv called Bnei Brak. His father is a rabbi. His sort of criminal charges and so on stretch back a number of years. In 2011, he committed a number of small frauds in Israel, but he fled the country. And then in that time, he conned 3 Finnish women. This is sort of just the things that he's been charged with. Simon surrounds himself with a business partner. He does drive around in Ferraris and Rolls Royces. He does travel on private jets. So the persona of Simon Levive, i.e. the heir and heir to the Levive LLD Diamonds Dine fortune, totally stacks up. By the time Cecilia and Pernilla and Eileen met him as Simon Levive, he'd almost become the very best Tinder scammer you could be. The interesting thing, I think, that we learned while getting to know them, getting to understand relationships, and reading through the incredible archive that we had, which was their WhatsApp logs. We were all messaging constantly. And what we discovered was that actually these women didn't fall for Simon because of his money. That wasn't the case. Like, Simon was a committed, reliant, loving, caring boyfriend.
Threats against him. He needs for cash. $100,000, $30,000, $140,000 is life dependent on me.
The way that he does the con is to get these women to open up credit cards in their own names. So it's like a fingerprintless crime in a way. And he was then spending on the credit cards and then sending them bank transfer saying, look, I'm sending you this money to pay off this credit card. And then 2 days later, an excuse comes, oh, I'm sorry, it's because the bank is closed. But all the while they're doing this because he has genuinely made them believe, and I think anyone who was in this situation would also believe that his life was, totally in danger, and that if they didn't help him, the person they love at this point most in the world, then,
So one of the things that was happening, shout out to Miles in the building. One of the things that was happening in the documentary was, see, he set this up so good. Because what he did was he got the women to trust him to start to fall in love with him or whatever it is like that, right? And then he says, look, my life is in danger. I need your help. So by this time, they're already like his girlfriend or whatever it is like that, right? So, they're like, okay, cool. What do I need to do? Now, wait, I'm going to just let this play through because there's only like a minute left because there's a lot of shit that you guys gotta understand about this thing going on here. But let's continue real quick.
That he would done when they discover that he isn't who they thought he was, the guy that they slept with, that they've been sharing a bed with, that they've entrusted with secrets and so on, is why the sort of devastation that's felt is obviously and understandably so real and so strong and so horrific. 2 guys from American Express comes to you. They said that's him. That's the guy. They told me that they had long investigations on him already, and that I was a string of 4 or 5 women. I almost wanted to throw up. He was obviously then caught in Greece, knowing that now Simon is out of prison and is seemingly looking like he's living a fabulous Instagram lifestyle, still driving around Ferraris, dating glamorous women. I think for them is very, very difficult to stomach. But what we wanted with this film is for it to feel like, a little bit of justice for them, because essentially, we are exposing him for who he really is. I just thought, well, wow, this is an amazing story that offers so much, and at the heart of it are these 2, incredibly charismatic and brave women. We've all been ghosted, we've all had sort of experiences of dating online and so on. For me, the message isn't close yourself off and don't lose your faith in finding the right person for you. For me, it's more about speaking out when things like this happen to you, because there's a real power in that, and I hope that the women feel sort of empowered by how we told their story.
Hold on. All right, so now, man. Let me take this thing off real quick. There's so much shit going on in this fucking situation. It's ridiculous. You understand? It's ridiculous. Now, let me first start where he fucked up and why what he was doing was weak game. Now, remember, this is still game because it's a strategy, right? But his strategy was weak because he had to use manipulation. Right now, this is the thing. This is where the situation fucked up. Because let me show you guys this picture real quick. So this picture is the three main women in the movie. The one to the far left was the first girl that they showed in the movie, where they show him going on a date with her. He took her on a plane ride, the first date, had sex with her. And then like the next week or 2 was like, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. And she's like, yes, of course. And blah, 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 right? The girl in the middle was another woman he was seeing for a while, who he made the girlfriend, and then the girl at the end was just actually like a friend. So they never really dated, but he took her out with him sometimes, hung out with her, spent money on her. So she just liked the lifestyle that he provided. You understand what I'm saying? So all three of these women he got money from, right? So now I'm gonna talk about, well, let's talk about, I want to talk about where the chicks fucked up, and then I want to talk about where he fucked up. The reason why I want to talk about where the chicks fucked up is because it'll tie into more of how he fucked up in a situation where everything could have actually worked. So now this is where the chicks fucked up. And this is what the problem with a lot of women, right? And it's going to sound crazy and messed up, but this is the truth. See, what happens is, and this, we were just talking about this on the other show today, the other day with about Future and the whole tricking and sipping and all that other stuff, right? Women, when women start to feel entitled, right? What happens is they don't ever think to even, the thought doesn't cross their mind to say, do I really deserve this type of situation that's going on right now? Seriously. Like, they don't think about that. See, what happens is even in the documentary, they said this, there's like women watch these Disney movies, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, you know, a handsome Prince Charming is just going to sweep them off their feet. So
Prince of Diamonds.
Exactly, right. So when it happens, right, they're just like, oh, this is what's supposed to happen. Like, I'm supposed to get, like this, you know, they don't ever think, why would this guy who's rich, good looking, dresses well, has all of this stuff, why would this guy all of a sudden just meet me, fly me out to wherever, and then want to make me his girl? See, a woman doesn't think that way because she thinks that she deserves all that at the moment. Or it's like, oh, this makes sense. I exist as a woman, and he's a rich, handsome guy, and this is all that's supposed to happen. You see? This is what they think. So they never second guess, like, wait a second, maybe this is some bullshit. Like, what the fuck? Like, I just met this nigga. He's flying me out doing all this extra shit. He wants me to move in with him and be his girlfriend this quick.
But Locario, I have a vagina. What do you mean?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens, man. And so what happens is that they don't realize that, hey, maybe I could be being played right now. Maybe there's something going on. Because see, when you don't have game, right? Let me give you guys this is what this if what I say doesn't like hit a light bulb in your head, nothing, I don't think anything else will. Just unsubscribe. The game ain't for you, right? You only get what you deserve in the game. You understand what I'm saying? You only get what you deserve in the game. And what do you deserve in the game? You deserve what you give. So what does that mean? That means that if you're just this woman, right? And this guy, this type of guy comes along, what did you give to get him? If the answer is nothing, then it might be a red flag. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying it might be. So what happens is that if you understand game, you understand you get what you give. Meaning, so let's flip it around for a lot of guys out there. See, the reason why a lot of you guys can't get the hottest chicks or the baddies or whatever the type of chicks you want to get with, it's because you haven't given anything to the game, meaning that you actually haven't put in any work. You understand what I'm saying? I just said it's the game ain't for him. Exactly. You haven't put in any work, right? You haven't, done what you needed to do to have that level of confidence that you should have, right? You're not dressing better. You're not smelling better. You're not looking better. You're not feeling better, right? So if none of this is happening, and then all of a sudden a bad chick just wants to fuck with you, you should be like, wait a second, that's a red flag. Why? What have I done to deserve this? That's what you should actually be thinking. See, when you've done things to deserve it, then you don't have to think that because you know why you're getting it, because you're like, I deserve this. You understand what I'm saying? So when you've put in the work, You don't have to think or second guess when you're getting that type of shit because you've put in the work to receive that. But if you're a goofy dude who don't got no game, your mouthpiece is terrible, and a bad chick all of a sudden want to fuck with you, your antennas should be raised. You'd be like, what's going on with this? Because usually what happens is this. This is why sometimes you see really hot chicks with nerdy, goofy ass niggas. Sometimes what happens is those women end up picking those guys because they're rebounding from the alpha, meaning the alpha they really wanted fucked them over, and they're with this guy because the new guy, the nerdy, goofy guy, because he's safe. But the nerdy, goofy guy don't know that she's with him because he's safe. You understand what I'm saying? So then what happens is either, if he's lucky, he might get some pussy. But what happens is that he ends up getting his heart broken because as soon as she's done playing with him, she's going to go back to the alpha. You see what I'm saying? But see, he didn't realize he didn't deserve that chick. So there's the red flag. The same thing with this situation. These women, they got with this dude and they're like, oh, this is like the perfect guy. Well, what'd you do to deserve that? Well, nothing. I just existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do nothing to get all of the shit that he's giving me. Not one thing.
But I have a vagina though.
Exactly, right? Exactly. That's the shit they gonna say. Well, Miles, what's your thoughts on this shit real quick?
Well, I just was watching the, like the first part of the documentary because I saw the thing and I was like, oh shit, let me bone up so I could be a part of this shit because I like shit like this.
Right.
But see the part that that sticks out to me is the theatrics.
Right.
You understand? And that's and the lesson, the lesson in game is that in this situation, a man used female nature to his advantage.
Exactly. He did it well.
Perfect. But
he did it almost perfect because the only part with manipulation is that it has a expiration date. That's the only part where he fucked up.
That's fact. But the part where he knows that women love drama.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that women love the heights of heights and the they like dangerous situations and so that gets into the part where it's like, my life is in danger and my security guy says that I can't stay in this country for too long,
right.
And I'm getting death threats but everything is going to be okay as long as we're together because it's me and you, girl,
right?
Me and you against the world, like all that. So he knows that, so he used that to his advantage, and of course the lifestyle, the jet setting, and the having a driver and a security, and I have a 2-year-old daughter, and this is my baby mother, and blah blah blah. But I'm not interested in her. She's along for the ride because it's really for my daughter, But I'm really interested in you, and so on and so forth. So, I just wanted. I ain't trying to say too much. You know what I'm saying? This it's your show. I'm just here for support. You feel me?
No. Say keep going because I thought it was gonna be spoilers in the shit. So the thing is, where he fucked up though is this, guys. Right? He fucked up because what happens is that there's an expiration date on the manipulation. Because what happened was he meets the girls, makes sleeps with them, makes them his girlfriend, tells them to go look for an apartment so they could live together, whatever. Then and that happens within like a month. That's what they were saying, right? And so he's texting her every morning, good morning, beautiful, I love you, I miss you, baby, blah, blah, blah. So the woman is like, oh, this is like my one. He's the one. Like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? So now when he flips it and he's like, yo, I'm in danger and I need your help. So can you please send me this money? And then so what happens is that the women are so invested. So therefore they're going to be like, all right, well, okay, cool. I'll send you the money because they're invested. They trust them. And on top of that, what happens is that they look at it and they say, well, he's rich, so he's going to pay me back. So it don't even matter.
No matter.
And then what happens is that he fucking, go ahead.
It's me and him against the world. So what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. And it doesn't matter because you're rich as fuck.
Exactly. Right. And so what happens is that he ended up writing them checks that was a larger sum than what they even gave him. So he was prolonging the inevitable. So he would say, oh, look, I'm gonna pay you back. So he gave this one chick 500 grand and I think she gave him 250,000, or he gave her a check for that. And then he gave another girl a check for like 100,000, or was supposed to give her a check for 100,000. And she gave him like 40 or 50 grand or something like that. So she was like, oh, excited, like, oh my God, I get like 50,000 more than I even gave him. So now in that moment, they're feeling good, like, oh, this is cool. But when the checks don't clear or the shit don't pop off, they're realizing that, shit's not working, shit is crazy. And then what happened is that because he was getting caught, that's when he started to get violent. You understand? Meaning he started to say a bunch of shit on the phone, like, oh, when I see you, blah, 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 it's going to be fucked up. So it got to a point where, and this is what happened at the end of near the end of the movie, one of the women that he fucked with, she realized that he was a scammer, and then she started playing along with him. So the lady that was right here in the middle that you see, she was also messing with him at the same time he was messing with other women. And so when she found out, she was like, hey, look, in order for us to get some money, how about we sell your clothes, all the designer clothes that you have, and then I will get the money and I'll send it to you. So then she took all his clothes, sold all his clothes, and then he kept calling her like, yo, I need the money. And she was like, wasn't giving him money. So she was watching him squirting. The nigga started being homeless, living in hostels and shit. So this is where where he fucked up, is that his game had an expiration date. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that it wasn't long term. And this is what happened when you guys do that manipulation shit. Your game doesn't really work long term. You understand what I'm saying? So on the short term, you could do some scamming. But in the long term, it doesn't really resonate, and it doesn't really help, because it's gonna fall on its face, at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy. Exactly, K-Zag. Shout out to K-Zag. And he said his con game was on point, but real game, he was lacking that. Exactly, because this is the thing. If the nigga had some real game, right? He could have played up the whole, like, oh, I got nice clothes. I hang out in nice places. He could take some pictures of him looking all smooth and swaggy and all that other shit, right? But if he really wanted to make it happen, he could have got that shit popping, right? But just played the long game. Meaning this is what he could have did. He could have either A, got with these chicks one at a time, fucked with them on some, hey, we're gonna be on some boyfriend and girlfriend shit, do all the cool shit or whatever. And then once he's with them, he can tell them, hey, listen, I'm doing so-and-so, and I'm gonna need you to invest this amount of money into my shit. You understand what I'm saying? And take them and get the money from the women who already want to be with him. And then either he could have did it one at a time, or he could have had multiple women at the same time and said, listen, y'all all gonna have to share me, y'all all gonna have to contribute on some pimping shit. You understand what I'm saying? So he could have done that and not had to deal with the fucking drama with the chicks and him going to jail and all this other stuff. Now, this is the crazy part. At the end of the movie, they say he got arrested. He was supposed to serve 15 months. He only served 5. And then he got out, and then he started, buying luxury shit again. He got a new girlfriend. So it seemed like he was winning. He was back on whatever the fuck he was doing, right? But the problem is that, because when I first saw it, I was like, yo, this guy, he just won, because he went to jail for only 5 months. He came out, and he's still balling out here for whatever reason. But what happens is that at the end of the day, he's not really winning, because at the end of the day, he's not able to really get it in the way that's actually going to sustain him for a long time. Because since he's a con man dude, right? That's the way he knows how to play the game, unless he switches it up and be like, man, fuck all this con shit. Let me do it this way so I don't have to go back to jail, run away from the cops, and do all this other shit, right? But the fact is that since he is that con dude, there's always the expiration date. See what I'm saying? So that's the part that sucks, because you can't really build, because every time you get it, you're gonna lose it. Then you're gonna get it again, and you're gonna lose it. And you're gonna get it again, and you're gonna lose it. So that's where the crazy thing comes with. So, and Ross090 said, another thing I noticed was the women said she set up her profile so it didn't convey she wanted hookups, but then hooked up with him the first night. They have different rules for different men. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying?
Another thing I'll add to that is a lot of dudes say, oh, you know, you got a baby moms and this and that. Locario, she's not gonna go for that.
Right.
She got on the private jet flight with him, his baby mom.
Exactly, right.
They all checked into the hotel and all this and all that, and he's crashed.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
see, that's high interest.
That's high.
That's what I keep trying to tell y'all motherfuckers. See, y'all be like, oh, she ain't gonna go for that. This woman just met the nigga, went on a plane with the dude, met his baby moms, fucked him. You understand what I'm saying? All in one day. All in one day. So all y'all dudes thinking, oh, well, a chick's not gonna go for that. Understand, when a woman has high interest, she will do the shit. She will do the shit. I don't understand. Like, it's funny how guys don't get this. You understand? So AT is like, my question is, did he actually commit a crime if they willingly gave him money, or did he sign a contract for paying them back? That's the thing. I don't think he did, because what happened was all the cards were in their name. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why they got caught with the bill. You know what I'm saying? So once he was done, they got caught with the bill, and it is what it is. Now, this is the part that's interesting to me, though. This is the part that's interesting to me, right? Because I was thinking about this today. I was like, you know, as much of a piece of shit this dude is, and as dumb as these fucking women were, right? I'm thinking, okay, I know there's differences in what I'm about to say, but what's really the difference between what he did and what a woman does when she fucking plays a dude? You understand what I'm saying? Now, think about this. He met these women, right? He sold them a bunch of bullshit. They went along with it, right? He said, I need some money. They gave him the money. And then he bounced. Or he was like, fuck y'all niggas, fuck y'all motherfuckers, right? So think about a woman who is with a dude, makes the dude think he's gonna get some pussy. He spends a bunch of money, gives him a bunch of gifts, right? Takes him out, do all this other stuff. And then she's like, all right, well, you know what? I'm not really feeling you, thanks. And then keeps it moving. And does it on purpose. Not like, oh, I just changed my mind. Like, she knew she wasn't gonna fuck with this nigga. Like the chick that went out with the dude at the Miami steakhouse. Right, exactly. He spent $600 on dinner. And she was like, no, I wasn't coming back to your house. Exactly, right. So he's leading them on, but women also are leading men on. So what's the difference? So the only difference I see is that, you know, the amount of money that was spent, but it's the same concept. So even in that video we just showed, you know, it was like, oh, well, you know, women being ghosted and, you know, it's not fair. And, you know, the guy, I'm like, but what's the difference? You see what I'm saying? It's a double standard to say that women can change their mind at any time. Right. But if a man changes his mind, all of a sudden it's a crime. Right. See, my thing is, he lied to create a narrative to get the money. But a woman will also lie to create a narrative to get the money. What's the difference? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what is the difference? You see what I'm saying? So in both cases, both of them are wrong. But what I'm saying is that there's no difference, truthfully. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because just like he's a piece of shit, a woman will also be a piece of shit for stringing a guy along, pretending she likes him in order to extract resources, time, and attention. Right. Because all he did was get with a woman, pretended to like her to extract resources and all that other shit. So what's the difference? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, now what he did, I feel like that was way more severe, but all he see, this is the thing. The same, he played on the woman's desire, or I should say, he played on her lack of game. Just like a woman will play on a guy's lack of game, and that's why he gets fucked up in a game. You see what I'm saying? You see how when you don't have game, you get played?
Facts.
This is what happens.
Facts.
It's crazy, man.
That's exactly what I've been talking about the last couple of days with this Valentine's Day shit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's not about hating on Valentine's Day. It's about having game,
right?
In knowing what you're doing when you're dealing with Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
You understand? Because there's so many situations where, and because it's like the girl in the situation, in the scenario that he put her in, she felt not like pressure, but she felt, because of the circumstances that he created, she felt compelled to give him money.
Exactly.
You understand? Because she felt like he whisked her off her feet and dicked her down and gave her all of this. Oh, my life is in danger and I'm rich and I'm jet setting across the world. And, talk to my driver. He'll take you anywhere you want to go in the Rolls Royce Bentley. And
right.
And it's like, oh yeah, but you know what? I need a little bit of money right now. Could you help me out real quick? Oh, sure. Because
right.
And imagine he has them for weeks upon weeks worrying about his well-being and his safety.
Exactly.
And then he turns around and says, "Yo, can you spot me a few $1,000s because I left my euros back in my other wallet."
You know what I'm saying?
And they're like, "Sure, sweetheart. I just it's just all about you and whatever you need." So they feel compelled.
Because he played on their thirstiness for love and companionship and commitment.
Yes.
This is what happens that's the thing with a lot of these women, because what the media has done to women is a travesty. Yes. Because think of something like Twilight. Think of something like Cinderella, right? Think of something like Beauty and the Beast, all this other stuff. What do all of these movies have in common, right? It's the guy who is like, for lack of a better term, the high value man getting with a regular bitch. That's all it is. That's all it is. Like, if you ever watch Twilight, you look at this chick and you're like Edward and I watched all these shits, trust me. Edward and Bella and all, and he's like, why is this vampire who's supposed to be the hottest shit fucking with this regular schmegular whack ass woman? Why?
Bro, you a better man than me. That's precisely the reason why I could never watch Twilight.
That's what I'm saying.
Because all I did was look at the preview and I'm like, this
exactly. 50 Shades of Grey, same shit. See, they get the average regular chick with this. Oh, it's not even he has a good job. He's a billionaire. He's not only he's good looking, has a lot of money, right? You know what I'm saying? He's fit, dresses. He's the perfect nigga, but he wants you. Why?
Yo, it's the fantasy thing, bro. It's the fantasy thing. It's the entitlement fantasy, because this is, and I don't really like bringing them up, but in the context, this is exactly why somebody like Kevin Samuels, that video continues to basically reverberate through the annals of the internet.
Right. Exactly.
Because he looked at a bitch and said, "You're average at best."
Facts. Facts.
Bro, you have to understand that when he said that, bro, he wasn't just talking to that whack ass chick in the fucking video.
Right.
Every woman heard it.
Exactly.
Every fucking woman heard. I'm only average at best? No. They were like Neo in the Matrix. No. I refuse to believe this. Because it's what you just said. It's what you just said. Every story is the same shit where it's this
regular
high-powered, like in Twilight. These niggas are high-powered, immortal beings, basically gods. They can use telepathy. They have super strength. They can fly. They can fucking live forever. And you're trying to get with this regular, degular nothing? It's average at best.
That's what I'm saying.
50 Shades of Grey. You're a billionaire and you're trying to get with an average at best. You know what I'm saying? So when Kevin Samuels said that shit, my nigga, shout out to him. But when he said that shit, it was like, bro, it was like God was talking to every female on some level and was like, you know, you just average at best, right? You know this whole entitlement fantasy that you have of the super powered billionaire high value man coming to sweep you off your feet. That's all it is. It's a fucking fantasy, right? You realize that, right? And every woman was like, no!
Exactly.
And that is the wave that Kevin Samuels been riding to now. Because these bitches are still fighting. They're fighting heavily like, no, average at best. No, I have to hold on to the belief that I'm deserving of a fucking billionaire diamond prince to come sweep me off my feet. Bro, those three women that you had up on the fucking screen.
Right. Let's put them up again. Hold on.
I wouldn't piss on any of these bitches to put out the fire, bro. What?
Oh shit.
All three of them. First one, goofy. Second one, goofy. Third one, more goofy than the other two. Average at best. What?
But see, this is what happens though. That's what I'm saying. See, so the guy who's the Tinder Swindler guy, the con dude, he became that motherfucker.
Right.
He became what they all wanted. And not only did he become the guy, he added the element of drama into the shit. Like, this nigga's a genius, low key. He just need to tighten up the fucking.
Nah, for real. For real, bro. For real.
Nigga, he had the whole fucking thing set up to create the illusion of the fantasy they want.
And I want to say something. You see, the shit that I just said, I don't say that to directly shit on women. You understand? But here's the thing, is that a woman's like elevated delusional self-image is so fucking astronomical.
Right.
That when I tell her the truth, it sounds like I'm insulting her.
Exactly right.
That's really what it is when you think about it. Bro, again, to talk about Kevin Samuels and the whole phenomenon of his rise. It wasn't that Kevin Samuels was directly dissing that woman, bro.
Right, exactly.
He wasn't dissing her, but to hear the words, you're average at best, to a fucking generation of women who think
that right
are so far above average. Oh my God.
Right.
What?
It's crazy.
It's like you pulled a rubber band until the very last extent. And then you let it go and that shit hit you in the fucking eye. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Because the delusion, it's like you know, years and years of guys approaching women, right? In regular life, right? You pull the rubber band some more. Oh, and then you got these guys getting rich and tricking on them, pull the rubber band some more. And then you got social media where you can hit the like button on these bitches.
Right.
Oh, pull the rubber band even more, bro. Now they making twerk videos and getting plastic surgery and everybody is hitting them with a fire emoji and a good morning beautiful DM. Oh, pull the fucking rubber band all the way back.
Right.
And then when somebody like Kevin Samuels comes and says, you're average at best, you let go of, you pull that rubber band so far, and then you imagine a rubber band all the way in space, and then you let it go. think of the force that the rubber band hits the earth with, bro.
Right, exactly. Oh man.
It's not that niggas are. It's not all the time that niggas are trying to demote women, but it's just that like these chicks got somewhere along the way. They got elevated so far out of the stratosphere that when you tell a woman, you're cute,
right?
They're looking at you like, oh, no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. I'm the most beautiful on the planet. I'm gorgeous. I'm this. I'm that. You're like, nah, you okay. You cool.
Because you got to think about it this way, right? See, this is the thing that women don't think about in these situations, which is why these women got caught up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got to think about what. Okay, all right. Let's say you had a woman who was like 400 pounds, right? She was like obese, right? And let's say she started working out. She started getting fit. Now she, her body's nice. She looks looking a little thick and nice, right? Mm-hmm. So what happens is that she realizes that way more guys, not only guys, but quality guys are trying to holler at her because she's looking better, right? Now, when that happens, right? She most likely won't be confused or it won't be she'll be like no one will be like, why do you think that's happening? Like, it's obvious. I lost a lot of weight and I look better. You understand? Right. Which means there's gonna be guys that's trying to fuck with me like this right now.
And not to mention her elevation of like confidence and
right. Well, exactly right. And exactly. All of that stuff. It goes into it. Now, you have a woman who just generally she goes out with dudes, whatever, meets different types of guys, goes out with this guy, that guy, whatever. A lot of the guys that try to holler at her in the DM, working class dudes, regular dudes, whatever. And then all of a sudden, this guy who's a billionaire, a son of a billionaire, who sells diamonds, just wants to whisk you away and make you his girlfriend in a week. Wouldn't you be thinking, wait a second, why is this happening to me?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, like, I like my whole life, since I've been dating, there's been like a constant sort of types of guys that was fucking with me. Right. Now, I didn't do anything different this whole time. And then now all of a sudden, this fucking Prince Charming nigga is not only just going to get a drink with me, this nigga's trying to fucking make me his girl and fucking move in with me in less than a month.
Right.
Come on. Like, see, the ego wants to fucking believe this shit.
Right.
See, the rational mind is like, come on, bitch, this ain't no real shit. But the ego wants to believe it.
And I want to say real quick, see, that's why men up on game vet bitches.
Exactly.
Because look, we're all out here. We all have certain levels of difficulty with the game.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, a super bad bitch just rolls up on you.
And that's never happened before?
And then she's cooperating and everything. You got to get vetted for 2 years.
Right, exactly.
I need to see the consistency because
right.
You ain't going to get me, bitch. And I ain't going to be spending no money on you neither. No, I'm going to need
right
a 2-3 year vetting process before I even, what?
Because Miles, imagine you're a guy who's scared to approach women. Your mouthpiece is terrible. You don't dress great at all. You're not that confident, right? And you haven't had a girl in like a damn near a year or whatever, right? You haven't had a chick, and the last chick you had was just an average chick, and the chicks you've been having is average. Now all of a sudden, just out the blue, you didn't start getting more confident. You ain't start dressing better. You ain't
join the bad boy membership.
You ain't do shit. You ain't do shit.
Right.
Not only is this bad chick there, she gave you choosing signals and was so compelled to approach you. You understand? Like, and then she's like, oh, I just really like you. I want to be with you. Nigga, unless you're a moron, you got to be like, what is up with this?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You got to at least question.
Hence the vetting process.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Because I'm not going to not fuck with her.
Right.
I'm gonna fuck with her. Don't get it twisted.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna give her time to earn my trust.
Exactly.
You understand? So whatever game she's running, she gonna have to run that shit for a little while before I meet her halfway or whatever it is.
Right. And see, the key thing you said was earn the trust, and that's what the women in the documentary didn't do. They didn't give the dude time to earn their trust. They just because understand, because they were so thirsty for this type of guy their whole life. All fucking reason goes out the window. But not only do all reason go out the window, they think this is supposed to happen this way because, well, it happened in Twilight, it happened in Cinderella, it happened in this is just how it's supposed to happen. And so when they realize that that's not real life, it's too late.
And they're devastated.
Right. Then it's too, and then that fucks them up because now they trust men even less. You see what I'm saying? So it's the crazy shit, man. It's the crazy shit, man.
Real shit, AT. Real.
If those women wearing blonde-haired, blue-eyed Beckys, there certainly would not be a Netflix. Exactly.
Real shit. That black chick in Connecticut. Died of a fucking mysterious and what's the word? Suspect overdose. They swept that whole case under the fucking rug.
Right, exactly.
These bitches just got swindled out of some money. Did a whole documentary about it. And mind you, the chick, the black chick that died the other day in Connecticut, with the OD and all that, she was actually cute.
Right.
Like she was a decent looking broad. You understand what I'm saying? Still, no documentary and hardly any news coverage. The only people that I heard talking about the shit, and shout out to them for this particular situation, is Jada Black and O'Shea Duke Jackson and I think Pink Book Lessons.
Right.
Those like, black YouTube channels and shit. So shout out to them. You understand? But yeah, AT's right. The real reason why there's a whole documentary on this shit is a bunch of Beckys, bro.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And you can't have Becky's getting played out here. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, the thing is that when a man gets played, that's just a regular day. That's just a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? But when a chick gets played, it's like, no. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this can't happen. Because, see, oh, man, see, that's the thing. See, a lot of women, and this is the thing, a lot of women get played the same way, but on a lesser degree. You understand? So there's a lot of guys that pretend to be like a Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson played a whole generation of women. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Derek Jackson just played them in the sense of, I'm going to tell you all this shit you want to hear that's not reality. And you're gonna give me money.
But just like you said, Locario, every lie has its expiration date.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? See, the truth does not expire.
Real shit. Yo, shout out to Locario with the quote, man. I might have to put that on the t-shirt.
Exactly. The truth does not expire, people.
It doesn't expire.
It's on. It's like, because I'm telling you, see, the truth is going to come out at some point.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? It's going to come out at some point. Because, see, oh, man, it's just so crazy, this whole thing. Like, I'm watching this documentary, and I'm just like, yo, this is sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is fucking sad. You know what I mean? Because, again, women, see, this is when I laugh when guys say, oh, women don't need game. Yes, they do.
What?
Yes, the fuck they do. You understand? Because a woman who doesn't have game is like a man who doesn't have game. They're both thirsty. And so when you're thirsty, it's easy for you to get manipulated. You understand? And also it has an element of insecurity. Because when you're insecure, what happens is you're trying to fill a void. You know what I'm saying? So these women were trying to fill a void. They was trying to get that type of guy to, oh, I'm getting older. I want to get, this type of guy, and I want to be in a relationship, and I want somebody to love me, blah, 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 blah. See, the issue with a lot of women is this. Women, see, See, women. See this. If they talk about we talking shit about women. This is the show women need to watch right today. If they gonna watch any show, it's this show right here. So send this to the women. I'm gonna have to put this on the women's channel too. Just copy over there too. But like, yo, women, what they don't understand is this, and you know, and this is where guys have a little bit of a one up on women, because women are so entitled a lot of times. What happens is that they don't humble themselves into a situation that will actually be beneficial for them. What they do is that they're so entitled that they're trying to get a certain type of guy who usually either doesn't exist or doesn't exist for them. You know what I'm saying? Or he's the type of guy that's not really going to give them the type of situation they want. Because remember, if the guy can get, and this is, it's so crazy how the ego works, because the ego makes it hard for you to be able to see the truth right in front of your eyes. If a guy is this good looking, rich, has all this shit going on, why would he just want you? And why would he just want you this quick? You understand? Like, that should already been a red flag of, why is this guy even on Tinder? Right? If this guy got all of this shit popping off, why the fuck are you on Tinder, my nigga? Why haven't a chick wanted to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, be with you already. What's going on?
I didn't even think about that.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
what the fuck you doing on Tinder?
Right.
You're the Prince of Diamond.
Right.
Like, what the fuck do you, like, just in the business meetings alone, like just walking through the offices to go to a business meeting, like every fucking secretary and receptionist should be on your dick. Like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, yo,
lunch? Yes, let's go.
But this is how the ego works. This woman will see this guy and think, oh yeah, he's just gonna want to be with me and have sex with me for the rest of my life, and that's it. Are you stupid? Like, what is?
She thinks she's on that level.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And this is why they get swindled.
And both of us are on Tinder.
Right.
I'm a school teacher, or what were the occupation of these chicks? Because I didn't get a chance to see.
I don't even remember, to tell you the truth, but I'm sure it wasn't nothing like on some rich shit. They was probably just doing some regular type shit.
That's what I'm saying. You a regular 9-to-5 bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on Tinder and he's on Tinder. We're equal.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God.
Yo, man, certain things, you gotta have awareness, man. You gotta have awareness. And that's the sad part with having such a overinflated, self-image and ego on the parts of these females.
Mm-hmm.
That they lose touch. Like, that whole thing where people say down to earth.
Right.
Like, yeah, like these chicks their head is in the clouds, bro.
Exactly. It's great.
Literally in the upper stratosphere, because they're so, oh, well, I'm this and I'm that. So of course a billionaire would want me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then people bring the reality of the statistics, and and they say shit like, yo, so how many men actually make $100,000?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many men you think a billionaire should want you? So how many men actually make $1 billion?
Right.
Like, literally is only like what, 20 in the whole world?
Right. Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe 60, some shit like that. And all 60 of them niggas gonna want you. Regular bitch off of Tinder want you.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Look, it's good to be confident about who you are, but you still gotta have game and be realistic.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm like,
I look at myself and I feel like I'm special, I'm handsome, I'm the best nigga that any bitch is ever gonna meet. But I'm still realistic about mine. I know I got to put in that work.
Mm-hmm.
Put in that work to get these chicks to.
Look, I remember when I was on I Love New York, right? When that shit was popping.
Yeah.
And I was walking in the streets and people was like, yo, you that guy from that show? Let me get a picture, blah, 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 blah. It was the highest rated show in cable history at the time. This is when people were still watching TV. Motherfuckers wasn't even on the internet like that. There wasn't no Instagram and none of that shit. I don't even think at that point, right? Or it was probably just beginning, but it wasn't popular like that or whatever. And I remember I was on the train going home, right? And these two chicks came up to me and was like, yo, we saw you on TV. I was like, oh, what's up, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yo, like, let me get your number. Like, we should us three, get together tomorrow. Like, what you doing tomorrow? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Take my number, blah, 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 whatever, right? So I'm like, I'm about to get a threesome with these badass chicks. You know what I'm saying?
That was you believing your own self-inflated bullshit.
Exactly, right. So next thing you know, I get a call from some nigga using the goddamn voice from Saw. You know the movie Saw with the,
I want to play a game.
Exactly like that. So
Mr. Locario, do you want to play a game? I got two bad bitches who want to fuck with you tonight. But you have to find the key. I've buried the key in your left nut. You have to cut your left nut.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh man.
Yo, I was like, who the fuck is this calling me? And then I thought, I was like, yeah, it's them two chicks. It's probably some nigga trying to set some crazy shit up. You understand what I'm saying? So I get robbed or something.
Yo, listen, I gotta be out. So I'm gonna say peace. Thanks everybody for tuning in, man. I fuck with all y'all. The truth is inside you. Peace.
All right, peace. Yeah, I'm about to head out too. But yeah, that's what happens, guys. So, motherfuckers gotta be realistic and they gotta have their antennas up. You got to actually say to yourself, okay, what's really going on here? And this goes for men and women. This show is an exact reason. So anytime when dudes is like, well, women don't need game, watch this episode. This shows you exactly why women need game. Watch the Tinder Swindler. This will show you exactly why women need game. But also to show you guys that when you do this manipulation type of game, this is what's going to cause you to be in fucked up situations. It always has an expiration date. Always has an expiration date. So you guys have to understand that. So when it comes to you out here in the game trying to make something happen, right? You can see this guy, he could have had three of those three women, right? He could have had those three women all give him money at some point and be glad to give him the money. You understand? He could have had a bunch of chicks give him money. But see, what happened was that he had to do the whole manipulation thing because he wanted it quick, he wanted it fast. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the outcome of that. You understand? So you guys got to understand how important having game is. You said, should I break down Love is Blind season 2? That me and April's actually watching that right now. We're watching that shit right now. So you know what I'm saying? That show is crazy. So I'll probably have to see what's popping with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, listen, I'm about to head up out of here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I don't want to make this too long, but you guys make sure you have a good rest of your weekend. And I will holler at y'all later. And check us out Sunday for the Real Game No Theory show tomorrow at noon. All right. So we'll holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.
Trends, why you so nice with it? The gear's tight, looking right, you got the ice with it. A conversation with me will change your life. Your wife wants the pipe, and when I hit, you feel a slight difference. In her box, my cock's bigger, I'm hot nigga. She don't rock with you, she got with you for dough. Your hoes a thought, if you fuck around, I'll take your mom, kiss her, fuck her, then I'm taking your hot sister. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. You cuff that bitch, I'ma fuck that bitch. You in love that chick, will suck that dick. That slut will kick you out your house, man. Fuck your couch. I'm Rick James, bitch. I'll take your bitch and fuck her mouth, nigga. You bitchin' cause I'm smashing your hoe. You so passionate though. You would laugh for to go on the trip. Now you trippin' because I got her ass. You acting vaginal, bro. I'll give her back, blow her back out, then go. Nigga, act like you know. Sharing is caring, nigga. I dare a nigga to swear that niggas can get to his chick. I put fear in niggas, they scared this nigga will take the girl and make her my bitch. You the type to die for a slut. You lie just to fuck. You like to get drunk and high just to get the courage to say hi, you a punk. You want to get some ass, but then you act like a monk. She's stringing you along, it's going on like a month. You spending all this dough, she still ain't touching your junk. She taking off her panties and you smelling the funk. You say you hate it, but you ate it even though that it stunk. Nasty ass nigga. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. Your girl, not a side girl. You shit that chick up in my world. I'ma keep fucking your lady. My pull-out game's amazing. We ain't having a baby. You bitchin' moaning and crying, complaining, acting crazy because I'm fucking your girl. You punk ass, you pay me. Get cash to smash your whack ass chick. You too stupid to realize I'm teaching your whack ass shit. All up in your feelings, you feeling all attached, and it's making you go crazy. And maybe if you had that shit we call game, you know you can't control no hoe. No matter if she's bad or right or just so-so. You trying to control that bitch, that's a no-no. You worried about other niggas, that's so homo. Pause. Niggas wanna be so romantic, but they chick be all up on another man's dick. I be on that man shit, they be acting manic. I don't think these guys know what a man is. Y'all thinking you're out here winning with your money and status, you're thinking you're rich. But how you see yourself as a winner if I could ruin your day by smashing